Welcome courtside, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Bill Raftery, the rest of our CBS crew. It's always a big deal when Kentucky and Tennessee play, and now we're getting into the second half of the conference schedule, so these games feel even bigger.
And what a great atmosphere, obviously. And, of course, for Tennessee, I think it's a statement game when you think of the NCAA tournament. Of course, they're getting Kentucky, I think, playing as well as they played all year.
All right, Billy, let's check out our AT&T fast analysis. We'll start with Tennessee.
And Jordan Bowden, a guy that's got to put two halves together. Very good at slashing. He cuts extremely well. Makes some threes on occasion. But the big thing about him is go to that rim as he did against A&M and finish it big time. Kind of have with Emmanuel quickly. Just playing great lately. Just knocking shots, 25 threes in the last 11 games. His speed, his ability to get down the floor is sensational. He's upped his points to 17. A little floater to complement his array of talent.
Starting lineups being announced here inside Thompson-Boling Arena. John Calipari's squad, a convincing win over Mississippi State, 80-72 on Tuesday night. Didn't shoot it well from three-point territory, but got to the free throw line, made their free throws. Hagans, Maxey, Quickly, Richards, and Montgomery starting five for Kentucky. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, Vescovi, Bowden, Pons, Fulkerson, and Plavšić. No Josiah James continues to sit for Tennessee with a groin injury. Calipari's squad has won 9 of its last 11, those losses to Auburn and South Carolina. When they score 67 points or better, they're 17-1 this season. Will they be able to do it against a very good defensive team that Rick Barnes puts out there on a day-in, day-out basis?
Absolutely. They don't take bad shots. They're always a crowd on the defensive end. By the way, you stood up and John Calipari walked in, and it was a response. I'm not sure it was directed at you or John. Not a fan favorite here. But he's got his team humming along, particularly because the two bigs are playing solid basketball. Montgomery and Richards.
Tennessee has won 4 in a row at home against Kentucky. A lot of success against the Wildcats here in Knoxville. Michael Stevens, Michael Roberts, Owen Short, our officiating crew. You might recall the game last year. 71-52, Tennessee knocked off Kentucky here at home. Wildcats are actually 3-6 at Thompson-Boling under Calipari.
That has not been good to Kentucky here.
Opening tip is controlled by Kentucky.
And Bird, Iron Eagle. The Tennessee Volunteers go a little. A lot of ball movement, a lot of dribble exchange, a lot of post bumps.
The 229th all-time meeting between these two schools. Montgomery coming off a good game. Block shot on the outside. Maxey had it negated, but knocked out of bounds. Kentucky will retain. Jordan Bowden, the senior from Knoxville, providing some energy early.
And Bird, you had mentioned the defense right up on him. They're going to run him off that three-point line, force him to put it on the deck, but a great challenge and plenty of distance.
10 seconds to work with. Get it in for Hagans, having a terrific season. On a kick, Montgomery, shot clock down to 4. Montgomery may have to hoist. He doesn't. They're going to run out of time.
Nice job, the whole set. What a way to start the game. If you're Rick Barnes, you got to be really delighted with the defense. The big thing, I think, the whole game for Tennessee, contain the dribble, because if you step up to stop, they lob to the two bigs, Kentucky.
Rick Barnes told us before the game they're starting to feel and look like a veteran team as they turn it over on their first possession.
Yeah, Visconti getting airborne without anything.
Quickly, outside for the freshman Maxey. He really has that down pat, the floater.
He sure does. I love that kid. There's a spirit about him. Raises his level of play for big games.
Freshman from Garland, Texas, gets the scoring started. Pons, who has showed a lot of improvement in his junior season.
Fulkerson really tough. Wants to come back to that right shoulder.
Fulkerson, ball fake. High archer. John Fulkerson, the lefty junior from Kingsport, Tennessee, puts Tennessee on the board. Hagans gets around Vescovi, gives it up. And Richards coughs it up out of bounds. It was jarred loose.
Bowden with a really nice job with those hands, sleight of hands to deflect, but this is just, he does a great job good footwork, understands the game, nice turnaround jump shot. Has that little spin room when he drives right. Comes back to his left.
Fulkerson coming off a career high 22 points in that come-from-behind win at Alabama on Tuesday night.
Nice hands again.
Pons, he is tough defensively.
He can make threes too. I know he's a post-up guy. Gives them a lot of spice in their offense.
Don't lock up. Don't lock up.
Handed off for Pons.
Very dangerous on kickouts off misses too for threes, this club.
Nice roll. Lob it up. Couldn't finish it, but on the follow, Plavšić.
Uroš. I've been working on that name.
Billy,
Plavšić.
you have been in the business for nearly 40 years, the television industry.
It's a challenge.
It could end in one fall swoop with one mispronunciation of Plavšić.
And he just fouled, by the way. Uroš reaching in, getting in better shape. Very fortunate to have him. He declared eligible from Arizona State.
The 7-footer from Serbia, eligible in January. Initially, the waiver was denied on the transfer from ASU.
Nice little bounce pass to get an open look.
He can really stroke it, Emmanuel, quickly.
Loves it. Quick delivery. The one thing about his family being in Serbia, they may not call till tomorrow.
That's true. They're getting this game next Tuesday. 5-4 Kentucky.
Nice slip by the big guy.
Swing it for Pons. Rims out on a 3-ball, and it's rebounded by Richards.
He can shoot it over the top there with Higgins on him.
They get into it quickly.
The offense.
It's a fend-off, and an offensive foul on the sophomore.
Quickly made that goal, and the one thing, yesterday at practice, they worked hard on moving the puppies, getting organized defensively, putting the hand in the gap so you can't turn the corner. Real solid D.
Looks like Fulkerson did get a haircut. He was hearing it from the crowd.
He was told to, by the way.
Yes.
Rick,
Alabama fans were giving it to him the other night.
You look good in the floppy hair.
I did. I had that going, except that was the 80s.
And a little nickel dimer inside by Montgomery.
There is the incredible Folk, John Fulkerson.
Do you think his folks like that?
I don't know yet. We're going to find out. Nate Sestina, who's been dealing with a shoulder injury, has checked in replacing E.J. Montgomery. Sestina, the grad transfer from Bucknell.
Man, Fulkerson's really worked hard in his game. Been patient, getting opportunities, more minutes obviously this year, and a force on this end of the floor.
Bowden had 20 points in that win over Alabama. Vasconi rimming no, and a foul called. Sestina trying to battle inside with Fulkerson.
It's so important to get those second possessions. Vasconi comes out early, really has got great length on his shots, and it's redeemable. It's one of those you can finish soft enough.
Rick Barnes thinks the Scobie story is one of the best in college basketball, that he has been able to play at such a high level as a mid-year enrollee.
The 3 practices, Bert.
Amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Freshman from Uruguay.
They had to change some things early. Now they're at full speed.
Richards.
Jump hook.
Oh, he gives it up. Quickly threading the needle. Shot clock down to 10. Higgins, nice fake. The zigzag. Get it out. But it's goaltending on Plavšić.
I think that's a Patrick Ewing message from the heydays at Georgetown. This one he should have let go. I don't think it was going to go in, but why not? Let the ball know. This is a deterrent at the rim. The Serbian negation.
He spoke no English when he got to the U.S., moved in October of 2017, and played high school basketball here in the state of Tennessee in Hamilton Heights.
So he might love our broadcast.
It's true. Fulkerson short. 7-4 lead for Kentucky.
Push and great, a little nice pass too.
That's a travel.
Okay, good idea though.
And that's 4 Kentucky turnovers early, but they've got a 3-point lead in Knoxville, with Kentucky leading Tennessee 7-4. Well, for Rick Barnes' team, they have done something that nobody else seems to be able to do within the SEC, and that's beat Kentucky consistently.
Incredible when you think of it. By the way, that's from the World's Fair. I don't know if you roamed around town.
Billy.
But that is an impressive stat, though. This guy, wherever he's gone, he's been successful. over 700 wins.
And Rick is a tremendous tour guide as well.
Yes, he is. He took Bob Fishman and myself around town. We were late for dinner. Fish was very distraught.
Our director, Bob Fishman, our producer, Mark Wolf, today, and the rest of our CBS crew. Jalen Johnson has checked in and gets a touch here for Tennessee.
By the way, Nick, a little curl play for us. Next time we come, we got to go to a good barbecue place.
It's only good barbecue.
That's what I like. Getting inside. Pond's unable to finish, but get him a good look.
But Tennessee having a tough time making baskets. And a loose ball foul is called on Jalen Johnson. E.J. Montgomery back in for Kentucky. They do not go very deep. They'll play Sestina. They'll play Keon Brooks Jr. and Johnny Juzang.
Rotating the bigs for foul props. Sestina on the floor. Hurt that arm against Mississippi State. This pick and pop he is very effective at. I don't know if his arm will prevent that opportunity.
He was getting a little stimulation treatment on that right shoulder during shoot-around yesterday.
We could have used it before the broadcast.
Good point. Maxey Love and slam. Montgomery goes up high for the finish.
And that's the one detail you must address. Dribble drive, step up, fine.
And a 9-4 lead for Kentucky. They are 4 out of 5 from the field. Jump shot. Boy, Tennessee needs something to go down, and Bowden is off the mark. Maxey on the push.
Nice.
Hagans, good fake, and that one will bounce out of bounds.
But he could have shot it himself. Pretty unselfish at the rim. But anytime the dribble drive turns the corner, all of a sudden the defense steps up and bang, right at the rim. Big time finish, send it in.
Tennessee has gone now just over 3 minutes without a point. 7-0 run for Kentucky.
Automatic switching on those bumps on the baseline. This is where they got to go. Fulton's got to provide a little bit of a lift here. Score or get to the free throw line.
Back in, over Montgomery, book it.
Hey, he can elevate too. Montgomery pretty good on that defensive end, but his ability to block shots. There's that curl and usually the dive to the rim.
Maxey lets it fly.
The other way.
And Montgomery made. So Richards in.
Brooks on the floor too. Decent mid-range, not a deep threat.
And Johnny Juzang in for Kentucky as well, along with Keon Brooks.
Gaines on the floor.
Fulkerson trying to make his move towards the rim, and contact there from Tyrese Maxey. So the first on Maxey, 13:47 to play in this first half.
Are you shocked at the amount of lefties on Tennessee?
A lot of lefties.
Even a sit-out transfer, at least 5.
And Josiah James, who's not playing,
right.
A lefty. So a righty will replace a lefty as Plavšić checks back in.
Are we doing a Major League Baseball game?
The southpaw. Jumper off the mark from Bowden. Here's Maxey with his team up 9-6. Javonte Gaines is in for the first time for Tennessee. A freshman from Buffalo and another lefty. Lob it up. Intercepted by Pons.
What a great read. All preparation. Great detail.
That's 5 Kentucky turnovers. Pons soaring through the air for the turnover.
Michael Schwartz went through these plays yesterday for Rick Barnes, and boy, are they prepared.
Bowden trying to create. Kick, Vescovi. He got bumped. 2-man game. Bowden. And the box out there by Brooks.
Bowden's got to make that shot, though. Great clean look. 26% from threes.
Tennessee is 0 of 4 from downtown.
Now, you mentioned Gaines on the floor. He is long and lengthy. Juzang's going to have a little trouble getting that jumper off. Unless he overhelps. Ooh, a little thrust baseline.
Yeah, Quickly is down.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly.
Bowden and I don't think it was, they're going to look at it. But as he ran the baseline, that little chug that they run, that most coaches teach, that little forearm to negate the cut. And right there, see it?
Yep.
I didn't see anything raised, though.
No, Pons was in defensive position. John Calipari has come out to check on his player.
He didn't lift his arm or anything. It was almost the offensive player ran into him, in fairness.
And quickly is up.
All right, he doesn't raise the arm. Kept it in. It may have been a foul, which they did not call, but I don't think it was anything that would lead to a flagrant one. Would you agree?
I would agree.
If they raise it and push into you.
Guy Pons is a muscular guy.
And they're going with a spurt.
And he just hit him in a bad spot.
Right. We've all been vulnerable in our lifetime. They're being hit in the wrong spot. Fortunately, maybe just the wind knocked out of him.
So Hagens is going to come in and replace Quickly, who will catch his breath. 7 left on the shot clock. There was no foul called on the play.
No.
It's a play on.
Down to 7. As noted.
Maxey.
Tough shot.
Difficult fadeaway, knocked to the outside, controlled by Bowden for Tennessee.
Collectively rebounding well, Tennessee.
Tennessee has missed 7 of its last 8 shots. They trail by 3.
Nice
Vescovi.
pop.
Pretty fake. A second fake, and he flips it home. Santiago Vescovi with a nifty play.
Uruguay special delivery. I think his dad played with Ben Howland in South America, by the way.
His grandfather, Daniel Vanet, was a star player in Uruguay.
Did you work their games?
Just 2 of them. Johnny Juzang is fouled. So free throws coming up.
Changed the dynamics. San Diego State, a lot of people don't know them. Malachi Flynn is a three-point shooter. Wetzel was a transfer from Vandy. And of course, some of the people don't know them because of the conference they're in. And Gonzaga would be in the same boat.
How about Dayton?
Dayton's another one that steps up big time. Saw them play in Maui. Not there, unfortunately, but
Johnny Juzang at the free throw line, the freshman from Los Angeles, Harvard Westlake. And it gives Kentucky an 11-8 lead.
I think it's for the Collins brothers, Mike, if I'm not mistaken. One played for the Nets.
Jason and Jaron Collins. Vescovi on a dump down.
And a nice ball fake.
Fulkerson fouled by Richards.
But he did stand straight up, trying to wall up. That is the answer. You're going to make the defense commit a little bit. Is the cushion guy going to come down and help out? And just attacking, almost ripping through those arms. And a lot of the guards of Kentucky do a great job of that when they're defended closely.
And the 6th team foul against Kentucky. Getting to know John Fulkerson, the redshirt lefty. Fulkerson, 6'9", 212 pounds.
He needs a little of the Brill cream, I think, to control that.
I think he likes the look, Bill. You're trying to correct
no,
something
that's unattractive.
He likes. And Fulkerson was a rotational big for the Volunteers last season, but was behind some pretty good players and learned a great deal from the likes of Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield, along with Kyle Alexander. Remember, Tennessee lost Lamonte Turner, shoulder injury. Turner was their starting point guard, and that's where Vescovi fit into the mix. There was a need, a void at that position.
Now, you mentioned there was some great players playing in the NBA. You've probably seen a couple of them, right? Schofield and Grant Williams. There's Jordan Bone, another guy. That is a big-time loss for this group, but able to rebuild. Ooh, trip, yeah.
And that's the call as Quickly goes down. He's been on the ground quite a bit in this first half.
Well, Michael Stevens did some sidestep there to make that call.
And Fulkerson picks it up. Fulkerson is saying, watch the video. I wasn't there.
Well, Fulkerson wants him to look. He's still adamant.
He's right. He tripped over his own man.
Yeah.
So Fulkerson was making the case. It was actually Nick Richards that tripped him. 9 to shoot.
Well, they're doing a great job defensively, getting him late in the shot clock.
Entry for Brooks. Slam down on the follow. Nick Richards, the hammer.
Gotta stick that big guy. Great read.
13-9 Kentucky.
He's mad.
Oh, Fulkerson, bodies flying and a blocking foul.
He's got to be happy about that one. He's not going to re-look. Check that one out. But just amazing. The ability and the way Richards has stepped up the last few games is magnificent. Coming out of his shell. And one of his quotes, too, saying, hey, a lot of guys aren't one and dones. You know, sometimes you have to mature, learn the game, and he's in that process.
Major improvement from Richards in his junior season. Fulkerson, a 75% shooter for Tennessee. Richards coming off a career-high 27 points, his 10th double-double of the season. When he scores in double figures, this team wins consistently. They're 16-1 when Richards scores 10 or more points. Fulkerson has 7. The rest of the team has 4.
He's an unselfish kid to rebound and kick him out. Big free throws against Texas Tech. Richards.
The sophomores are really leading the way for this Kentucky team. Here's the freshman Maxey. And the follow goes, and it's Brooks hanging around the rim, long and lanky.
Well, you can't beat speed. Boy, they are quick to the rim, Kentucky.
Quick post, Fulkerson gives it up. Foul called as Devontae Gaines got hacked underneath.
Nice little dive to the rim with that length and smart.
Coming up Thursday on CBS, Emmy and Golden Globe winner Edie Falco stars in the new series Tommy. That's Thursday at 10, 9 Central on CBS.
Gaines, not a great three-point shooter, but 84% from the free throw line. Long and lean, great length to be a defender.
6'10" wingspan. Had a prep year at Hargrave Military Academy in Virginia after attending health sciences in Buffalo. Actually had 52 points in a game during his high school career in Western New York. And he misses on a pair.
He was really smart getting to the free throw line with that quick jack.
Hagen's aggressive. Oh! 2 palms for Pons. The block shot. And then the giveaway. Step through. Juzang. He gets bumped by Pons. A foul is called.
A sloppy play, but great hustle. Oh, Pons just magnificent. Look at this, just ensuring with both hands and keeping it a play a la LeBron. Amazing. That dexterity, athleticism. Package that, baby bird.
He leads the SEC in block shots at 2.6 per game. Yves Pons, originally from Haiti, and then moved to France. And we have seen steady improvement during his 3-year Tennessee career. Fulkerson back in. Plavšić will sit.
But what's great about Pons, he can guard all spots on the floor.
9:48 to play in this first half. That is 5 team fouls on Tennessee.
And Cal trying to get his guys' attention.
Toss it in. Working around the perimeter for Maxey. Lost it for a moment. Flips for Hagens. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Weak. They call this weak when they force it one side.
Hagens, the jumper. Doesn't go. Rebound. Richards keeps it alive, but knocked to the outside and claimed by Fulkerson. 15-11 Kentucky. 7-2 in the SEC.
And 2 good defensive teams, too. Nothing easy. I think Pons can move Richards around and do some damage.
Fulkerson, not a three-point shooter.
That's his
Spin to the rim.
play.
Bank shot, no.
That's his favorite little play.
Hagens gets it ahead. Maxey, the zigzag. Banks it home, and the foul.
Scobie got there a little bit too late. Should have just let him go. Give up the basket instead of the foul. Wide open. This is one of the few times transition D, nobody available. And just good heads-up play with a little kiss at the finish. But they have been so alert, Tennessee getting back. This is not a wise play for a very talented international performer.
Richards sits, and it's Sestina back in. The McDonald's All-American Maxey converts, 82% shooter. It extends the Kentucky lead. Drew Pember the freshman from Knoxville, will see his first action of the day.
An offensive rebounder, runs the floor pretty good. A little bit of a pick and pop guy too. A local youngster.
Out of Bearden High School. Kick out. Pember.
He can go to the goal. He missed a jam in one of the last games.
Here's Vescovi off the double team. Splits defenders and draws the foul. It doesn't seem like it's going quickly, but it's effective for Vescovi.
Right. Well, are you talking about Emmanuel or Vescovi?
Well,
in terms of quickly.
I'd probably have to be more specific. Vescovi.
Well, you had alluded to it earlier. Just imagine coming into a whole new environment and picking up the terminology, obviously the sets.
He's confident and can control pace because he has a great feel.
He does, really understands the game. Something about international understanding and fundamentals. They work very hard. They're diligent about it.
79% shooter, trying to cut into this Kentucky lead. 8:38 to play first half.
Well, this is some wild conference too. When you think of it, Auburn playing LSU today. Was Mississippi State really solid? We had Florida early in the year. Ready to see them make a run. And Arkansas too.
Higgins off the shake and bake. Brooks.
Offense. Yeah, got a charge.
Going the other way on Keon Brooks Jr.
Nice read.
That's number 2.
And once again, being in the right spot to help your partner out. Not letting these blue-shirted guys turn the corner and get to the rim. Wasn't it interesting yesterday with Cal talking about getting too good too early?
Yeah, he thought maybe, he was concerned that the team had maxed out, but after the last game or two, he does believe there's still room for growth and development. Fulkerson, double team. Now they back off. He's one-on-one with Richards. Vescovi, switch.
They got the inside if they want.
Hans drives and finishes.
And what a great job. Fulkerson kept his guy, Sestina, occupied, and the lefty going strong to the 10.
Tennessee cuts it to 3.
Walk on that closeout.
The travel on Johnny Juzang, the 8th. Time to check out the Jersey Mike subs game summary. Shooting so far, Kentucky 7 of 14 points in the paint, but a lot of turnovers. 8 of them. Tennessee is down by 3. Rejoining you here courtside in Knoxville, Iron Eagle, Bill Raftery. Defense, that has been the name of the game so far. Tennessee has been the best in the SEC this season. We'll see how Kentucky can loosen them up over the course of the day.
Both clubs are very good defensively.
Yep.
Obviously, if you give up points in the paint, it's going to be a problem for you. Sort of breaks you down. Most of it with the dribble drive and then finding somebody at the rim. It's not so much the post-up, although here we have one, but it's the completion of the deal. Nice dribble drive, and that was the biggest concern for Tennessee coming to this game. Can we contain and force the deep trust?
Well, Rick Barnes said that was the best game they've played defensively, he felt, against a high-powered Alabama team. For them to come back, they were down big, double figures, and that snapped a 3-game losing streak.
I thought that was going to turn him into. He's still talking about the trip, I would guess. Huh?
I think that still might be a topic of conversation for him. 18-15 Kentucky out of the timeout. Vescovi, lob it up.
Tough.
And it's going the other way.
Nice job by Sestina recovering, showing, and getting back, taking the legs away.
So that's 4 Tennessee turnovers.
You had Sestina, right? The NCAA tournament?
I did. A couple of years ago with Bucknell. That was a really strong Bison team. Caught inside. Count it. Richards. Will they give him continuation on that?
I thought it may have been on the floor. They're going to score the goal, though.
And a chance at a 3-point play for Nick Richards.
And really not good vision on the basketball here. You can see nobody at home defensively. Maybe an overhelp by Fulkerson caused that problem.
And Jalen Johnson will pick up the foul. He will head to the bench, replaced by Jordan Bowden. Kentucky can make this a 6-point lead with a make from Richards, who shoots it at 74%.
A quick 2 for Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
That shot is looking better from Richards. Just the whole package.
Great improvement, no question about it.
21-15, Wildcats. Pember off the rim, tracked down by Maxey. Tennessee is 0 of 5 from three-point territory.
Pember's got to stay at home with Sistine. He's got great range if he gets in a ball screen. Or even here.
Hagan's forced to give it up. Nobody home. Richards with the jam.
Rick Barnes, Vescovi was thrown to the floor. Oh, they're going to take a look at it, though. Well, he did get a foul.
Vescovi ended up on his backside. And Rick Barnes had something to say to the officials.
They're going to check, I think.
I don't see any indication that they're heading to the monitor, Billy. This just might have been a straight timeout from Rick Barnes.
That's a voice his ire, I'm sure.
So Kentucky tacks 2 on the board. Now up by 8. Kentucky 23, Tennessee 15. Pember set it up for Fulkerson on a spin and short.
Looked like he got hit too. Not a foul, but
Juzang a 3.
and he didn't run back real good. Fulkerson now just checking. And look at his shot in the chin on that last trip.
And this is the largest lead of the day for Kentucky, thanks to an 8-0 run.
I think that's Sistina here.
And Fulkerson is fouled. Second one on Sestina. Stream CBS Sports HQ completely free, always on Sports News Network, nonstop highlights, breaking news, expert picks. Download the CBS Sports app on your phone or connected TV to watch today.
Fulkerson really has worked hard. He's doing a lot of communicating. He felt he got fouled earlier. And that time really trying to bury his guy at the rim, something they work at diligently. And Sistina gets called for it.
Dealt with a bunch of injuries. Dislocated right elbow, fractured right wrist. He plays with a frenetic style. Jalen Johnson back in, replacing Pember. And right now Tennessee just looking for a unit that will work.
The offense has really been a struggle.
And they catch a break. That ball came off of Kentucky, Sestina.
Big for them to stay in touch, close out this half. But once again, overlooked is Kentucky's excellent defense. Great preparation.
Tennessee started 5-0 at home this season, 3-4 in their last 7 games here at Thompson-Boylan. Vescovi using the Fulkerson screen. Now the help from Richards, forcing him to give it up.
This is the guy that's got to go.
And there you go. Jordan Bowden taking it to the rack. Jordan. First 2 of the day for the senior.
Got to take advantage of that talent.
26-18 Kentucky. Holding. Hagan's way off. And handled by Johnson. Got a 5:35 to play, first half.
Well, they had 5 against 4. They didn't take advantage.
Vescovi mismatch. Takes the baseline, and Sestina will pick up number 3.
And that's what happens when you push the ball. You'll get guys out of sorts, out of position, in situations they're uncomfortable with. Sistina with the little small change, the little blow by. How about that? The only way to stop him sometimes, giving up those inches. Speed triumphs.
So Sestina will be forced to sit. 2 free throws here for Santiago Vescovi. Keon Brooks will check in for Kentucky. And it will be Uroš Plavšić back in.
Thank you very much.
For Tennessee. You look at me every time I say it.
I'm just afraid for your career.
Oh, I don't know if you're in awe or concerned.
But Santiago Vescovi doesn't sound like an explorer from
it does.
The old world.
Yes. I learned all
Bosco
about
DeGamo, America's Vespucci. Thank you very
the
much.
expedition of Santiago Vescovi.
Mark will provide me with a little historical knowledge.
Oh, very tough. Tyrese Maxey can bring it from all angles. And he's got 7, 28-20 Kentucky.
And this is what Cal does once in a while from foul problems, maybe change the look on occasion. Little 2-3 zone. Got to dribble between the cracks and find the short corner.
Vescovi, that's really deep.
He practices from that range. He needed a better look, I think.
Pushing pace. Maxey all the way to the cup. Tyrese Maxey with a purpose.
He is spry.
Paint points, 20 for Kentucky, 10 for Tennessee. And they have silenced this crowd here in Knoxville.
Got to cut to that soft spot or dribble drive.
Vescovi, contact. Johnson a 3. Bottom.
I think he could use some outside shooting. Johnson 34% from 3. At 8 versus Ole Miss. 11 against Missouri. So you can give him a little bit of a lift. Some numbers.
The first three-pointer of the day for Tennessee. We've got 4:10 left in this first half. Juzang back in. Contact. The pass was a bit errant. Hagans had to extend for it. And then Vescovi closed in. Foul call, number 2.
Maximizing your talent. Tyrese with that ability to get in the lane and create some havoc. You mentioned that floater. He does possess it, but here just a little head and shoulder. Speed, direction, finish, big time.
And Devontae Gaines back in, replacing Santiago Vescovi, now on the bench with Fulkerson. Ashton Hagans, talented sophomore from Cartersville, Georgia. His cousin, former NFL running back Ronnie Brown. He is second in the SEC in assists per game, tied for first in steals. Remember the Wildcat, Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, that was him.
That was Ronnie Brown. It was not Ashton Hagans.
No, Hagans can really guard.
He could probably run the Wildcat.
I would think so. Who's running the offense right here? Vescovi, they are. Bowden will probably be the guy as the point man out here.
Bowden can handle it too if necessary. Plavšić
good
intercepted.
read.
Maxey accelerating. He's fouled at midcourt by Bowden.
That's a great read in the zone. Diving into that passing lane.
Rick Barnes, some words for his big center. That's another turnover for Tennessee.
You mentioned that floater. Just terrific in that lane. Has a great feel. Understand you step up. He lobs. The speed to burn. Steps in that passing lane to the other end. Very active and long. Mr. Basketball, the state of Texas.
Collectively, Kentucky is shooting it at 60% from the field. Tennessee is down at 37%. And Tyrese Maxey at the free throw line. And they also talk about his personality, that he's just very likable and positive.
Maybe you could learn.
No. I was leaving that open so you wouldn't say it and hurt our relationship.
I can't help myself.
You can't.
But he's one of those kids that they had a breakfast club in the summer and the beginning of the year where he had guys up real early to go and work out. So he's got great leadership qualities.
Vescovi back in, along with Fulkerson in and out, and it's been that kind of day for Tennessee.
Rick Barnes, the old timer, goes right inside when you need a hoop. Just came up empty. This is where you get it back if you're Tennessee. They are relentless using those post bumps and the eventual high five.
A lot of movement here for Kentucky. Maxey, 9 to shoot. Gets a screen. Off the switch. Maxey, cross, jumper. Rebound snagged by Brooks. Knocked out of bounds. Extended possession here for Kentucky.
Vescovi just had a disadvantage size-wise on that one. Did you ever think when you were doing the Nets games with Cal coaches, you'd end up at this incredible place?
It's been a really interesting path for John Calipari and a coaching legend. Hagans, the flip, doesn't go. Rebound. Tennessee's got it.
We knew he was good.
Oh, of course.
You know, as you know, in the NBA, if you don't win every game, you're suspect you end up being an announcer.
I've heard that. Kentucky turns it over, just not on the same page. Miscommunication. John Calipari not happy about it.
No, not at all.
Coming up, AT&T at the half. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis. They'll recap the top 16 seeds released earlier today by the NCAA. Latest scores and highlights all coming up. AT&T at the half.
Now, Fulkerson's really a great target in there if they could move the basketball, and he moves as well.
Working against the zone, having problems here. Fulkerson.
Almost a matchup.
Vescovi penetrates.
Big,
that doesn't go.
Big at the rim, Richards. A preventive measure. Typical obstacle.
Major international flavor on this Tennessee team. (32-23) Kentucky. We are under 2 minutes to play now in the first half. A year ago, this place was rocking.
Sure was. The quiet and tough shot. And
Maxey,
yes,
a hanging jump shot. 11 for Maxey. And an 11-point lead for Kentucky. Vescovi, can he answer? He cannot. Rebound grabbed by Pons in a crowd.
They got a reset. Once again, nobody on that foul line at all. There we go. Now you can do some damage.
Fulkerson.
And one, nothing to say before.
On the floor. Basket won't count for John Fulkerson.
Maxey does a nice job going left. This is a difficult shot. That little crossover sets him up, but you've got to stop, be in balance, and knock it down and maximizing the effort. A little nylon.
Second foul on Nick Richards. Tennessee is down to 30% shooting. E.J. Montgomery will check back in for Kentucky. Richards sits.
Ron really nurses that lineup with the three bigs. Sistina being the third. Logan Montgomery and Richards.
Got a timeout. 1:22 left. First half in Knoxville. Strong showing so far for Kentucky here at Thompson-Boling Arena. 21,678. That's capacity. Opened back in 1987. Had a major renovation in 2007. One of the best venues in college sports.
I love it. I'm looking up at the names up there. At old pal of ours, Ernie Grumpel, Bernard King. There's Allen Houston. Now in the Knick front office. Some great days here. Barnesy lighting it up. Struggling a little bit today, particularly on the offensive end.
Billy, a year ago, they were the #1 team in the country. It's amazing. They were playing at such a high level. They were undefeated in the SEC. Out of the timeout, Hagan circles. Shot clock down to 8, under a minute to go, first half. Work it through Maxey. Cross, step back.
I thought he had it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was on line, just a little short.
A little length there. And Johnson with that hand up. Good challenge.
Tennessee leads the SEC in assists per game. They only have 2 in the first half. They average 14.8 per game. Kick out. Bowden, they need it. They got it.
That's the guy. He's got to give him some numbers.
Tennessee is now 2 of 10 from downtown, and they cut it to 6.
Kansas, he played great in the second half. It keeps him in touch a little bit.
6-second difference. Shot clock, the game clock winding down in this first half. Maxey one-on-one with Bowden. Maxey makes his move. Kick. Juzang. A 3.
Boy, he relocates beautifully, that kid. The more tape you watch, he gets organized for the delivery.
Final seconds. Vescovi, no look to the corner. Johnson can't answer. And a foul called underneath. Tennessee will get free throws.
Fulkerson goes to the line.
It's going to be Maxey picking up his second personal.
Pretty good play at the other end to get that look, but right here underneath the rim, you can just see the old Tavern League discard. I know in your youth you frequented them on occasion.
Here and there. And Fulkerson gets the roll. Just 6 players for Kentucky with 2 or more fouls.
Well, he does a great job hanging in there with those difficulties. But the other end is just how they find the opposite corner. People sort of sniff and try and help out. And Juzang converts big time. A little pressure now.
And a deep ball. Montgomery intercepted. And that's how the first half will end, with Devontae Gaines stepping in front.
Should have shot it, or at least attempted it.
Fulkerson, 12 points to lead Tennessee. Maxey has 11 for Kentucky. End of the first half, 37-30. The Wildcats in front. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York. AT&T at the half is coming up after this. Back here in Knoxville, let's check out the Zaxby's first half stats. Kentucky shoots it at 56%. They hold Tennessee to 32% shooting, and they control the paint 20-10. Ian Eagle, Bill Raftery rejoining you here at Thompson Bowling Arena.
Pretty impressive.
Very much so.
Before you start, we have a little something for you.
For me.
Yeah, just a little huggy. And
Really?
nice working with a 25-year-older.
Can't wait. Oh, thank you so much. That's exciting.
It's
Thank you very much.
It's a gift from the truck. Direct from the Dead End Barbecue.
We have something for you as well. Oh. Wednesday, Bill Raftery receives the greatest honor possible. A Bill Raftery bobblehead at the Seton Hall Creighton game. Is this Clark Gable? Who is this?
Well, about midnight, that's what my head usually starts doing, you know. It's unbelievable.
Would your bobblehead want some cake?
I did have a suit like that at one time.
Yeah?
Oh, my goodness.
That's back in style now, Billy.
Wow.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
I did have dark hair at one time. But,
when? I never met you with dark hair.
Well, you know, if I had all the players Cal had, I'd still have dark hair.
We'll keep them right here.
Exactly.
For the whole game.
Keep yourself warm, but thank you.
It'll be a three-headed booth.
Maybe he'll get more time to say something than both of us.
All right, what has to change here for Tennessee?
They got to make some shots. I think Bowden is the key guy, at least to me, to do some damage. Vescovi is doing a pretty decent job getting in the lane, but not finding people who are going to dress and make a little three-pointer or a mid-range game. And the other thing is go inside. Fulkerson has done a nice job. He doesn't force things, can find some people. But Kentucky's defense, long, lean, always in the right spot. We know they're so well coached, besides the talent.
And for Kentucky, what's the game plan for John Calipari?
I think that the three guards trying to get in the lane, get the step-up defense, find the big guys. And Richards really hasn't had any low-post touches either.
Here's
There you go.
Give it up. Rejected. Montgomery just negated. Plavšić.
Well, easy. It's the whistle. You got a pump fake here, that far from the rim. I just think he probably didn't respect the size, but just a little pump fake. And he had Montgomery up in the air before he released the floor. A terrific opportunity. Negation there by the big fella.
And a tie-up possession arrow to Kentucky. So an empty trip for Tennessee to open up this second half. Maxey played exceptionally well in the first half. They got a couple of threes from Juzang as well. And 26 seconds into this second half, a foul called against Tennessee and Plavšić.
They got to get him going a little bit. Well, watching him yesterday, Bird. Good low post moves, good footwork.
He has good touch around the rim. Now it's a matter of maybe being a little bit more aggressive.
Of course, the size hurts him too of Kentucky's defense. A beautiful floater comes up empty.
Push shot doesn't go for Quickly. Here's Vescovi for Tennessee.
Only 9 minutes for Quickly too. And a little reach in by Maxey. Trying to get over the top of Fulkerson.
If you just go through the numbers right now, Fulkerson continues to get fouls drawn on these Kentucky players, and they're piling up. That's 3 now on Tyrese Maxey. So if there's one concern for John Calipari, it's keeping his players in there.
Delon have 2. Justina has 3 along with him.
So Maxey to the bench. Back in the game, Juzang for Kentucky.
That's that cross screen and then pop.
Bowden swing it for Pons. 6 to shoot. Fulkerson makes his move with a baby hook, and he gets the roll.
I'll tell you, this kid has developed into a force on the offensive end. Confident off the dribble.
Consistent points in the paint from John Fulkerson. He's got 14. The rest of the team has scored 18.
Quickly does a great job getting free on those post bumps.
Fake from Quickly. Montgomery fumbled it for a moment. Whips it to the corner. Juzang again.
Third one.
Johnny Juzang from downtown.
You got to locate him. Just does a nice job availing himself.
He's got 11 points. Fulkerson. He caught it. No turnover.
Nice footwork.
The contact and a foul called.
Boy, that is sticking with it. Good work habits. Unabashed by the shot block. Great footwork. The step through.
And it's Montgomery's third foul.
I talked about his progression as a player. That is that up and under. That is gorgeous. Just got to protect that pill a little better.
Fulkerson is 8 of 10 at the free throw line. And Tennessee hanging around thanks to Fulkerson's 15 points and 5 rebounds.
We got a lot of rhythm on the offensive end. You got to get it going. Of course, again, it's a terrific position defense by Kentucky causing most of the problems.
40-34, Kentucky. Just about 2 minutes gone by in this second half. Crowd trying to get involved here. Quickly, open lane, tosses it up, and he draws the foul on Plavšić.
Plavšić really at a disadvantage. A wise play, body searching by Quigley. They forced it one way. Again, we said it earlier. They called to one another weak. Ice it on one side. He's so smart and tough and confident right now.
And that's number 3 on the 7-footer. Quickly has been the best free throw shooter in college basketball with a minimum of 100 free throw attempts. 92% for Immanuel Quickly. When we asked Calipari about him, he said last season his mind would race at warp speed, and that has slowed down for him, but his game hasn't slowed down.
Well, you two would get along.
my mind racing.
I'm not so sure on the basketball floor, but he is a talented kid. Has a nice bounce to his game, too.
Jalen Johnson back in, replacing Plavšić. And it's 42-34 Kentucky.
Same little play, cross screen.
Work the middle, Pons, off, air ball.
Trying to out-jump people on the jump shot. Makes it difficult.
Get into it immediately with the Hagens jump shot. Montgomery had it poked away, and Bowden ahead for Vescovi.
Better job using the floor this trip. To make the defense work a little.
Lean, and he lost it. Montgomery steps in. Juzang.
Nice find.
What a look. Richards rocks the rim.
How about the ability of the bigs to run the floor? Juzang with the acknowledgement.
Johnny Juzang has been a serious difference maker here for Kentucky.
Probably just getting comfortable, too. Expectations as a freshman at this program.
Vescovi a 3. Every time you think Kentucky might open this thing up, Tennessee has had answers. They're now 3 of 12 from beyond the arc.
Tough shot. He's much better in the mid-range. John's pointing to the low box. Get inside.
Yeah, John Calipari has said he wants Montgomery to go to the rim. Vescovi. Keep it on the perimeter. Vescovi. In and out on a 3-ball.
The hustle.
Fulkerson the offensive board.
It just works. Relentless.
Here's Bowden. To the rim. He's fouled.
Excellent. Don't settle for the 3. Stay in touch. Get to the foul line. You mentioned his buddy not here early in the year, the guy that would find him tournament. This is just terrific bounce. The ability to hang a little bit, maybe get a chance for 3.
How about the amount of talent that both of these teams lost from last year to this year? We mentioned all of the players for Tennessee. Grant Williams is with the Celtics, Jordan Bone, the Pistons, Admiral Schofield, the Washington Wizards, Kyle Alexander on a 2-way deal with the Miami Heat. For Kentucky, Tyler Hero, a standout for the Heat. P.J. Washington, the Charlotte Hornets. Keldon Johnson, the San Antonio Spurs. Reed Travis is playing over in Germany. lost some transfer players as well, with Jamal Baker now at Arizona, Quade Green currently ineligible, but at Washington.
So to you, with Kentucky, I say so.
Yeah, I know. They're used to this.
He just reloads.
But the big difference this year, Bill, for Kentucky, they're not relying on freshmen like they have in the past.
You're thinking of Richards and Montgomery in particular.
Juzang, drop it inside.
It makes you be honest. Scobie
Quickly banks it home and one. Woo.
Talk about talent. They stretch the D.
Thank you, Greg. The SEC, it is going to be fun coming down the stretch in the second half of this season. Auburn, currently, according to Jerry Palm, a team that could certainly do some damage in the NCAA tournament. They could improve upon that number. Kentucky, LSU. There should be a lot of movement here.
This is an incredible conference. When you think of it, Arkansas and Mason Jones just doing everything you need on all ends of the floor. And mentioned LSU, with Mays up front, two tough guys, and Williams and Watford. Just watching them play. And a smaller Auburn team, Bird. But when you've got a kid like Isaac Okoro, who's a big-time performer, you've got yourself in business.
The hard-nosed Emmanuel Quickly, averaging 14.6 points per game this season, and now he has 8. And that is the current differential. 8-point lead for Kentucky. Scobie picked up by Maxey.
Nice curl.
Bowden on a turnaround, rimming out. Rebounded by Richards.
Well, he goes up strong with those two hands. Early drag screen. And a mismatch. They got him.
Juzang kicked.
Oh, don't leave the box. He's frustrated. The guards didn't cooperate.
Maxey, the screen. The acceleration. Oh, what a finish! Tyrese Maxey taking it to the rim.
And the length to use the rim to ward off.
13 points for Maxey.
That's a piece of tape Kentucky's going to look like. Richards is wide open with Scobie on the block, and they never got him the basketball. Empty side now.
Scobie, no look to the corner. Johnson can't hit the three. Fulkerson with the offensive board. Reload here for Tennessee. They trail by 10.
He should go inside now. He's got the Juzang on him.
7th rebound for Fulkerson. Hard drive, trying to create space. Bowden coughs it up.
A good read here. Good pause.
Maxey settles in. Brooks showed for a moment. And now it's Richards taking that spot. Nice. Rejected by Fulkerson. And a foul call. Calipari really upset.
On Richards. They were taking him out too, I think. He was coming out. Gets another one. Number 3.
That is number 3. And Sestina will check in. And now Juzang will head to the bench as well.
And Fulkerson with a great job blocking the lob. That was an automatic deuce at the rim.
So back to the 3-guard alignment with Hagans, Quickly, and Maxey. Richards, Maxey, and Sestina, all with 3 personals. 6 minutes gone by here in the second half. Fulkerson against Sestina. Ball fake. Fulkerson short.
I thought he got hit. Little bang. Didn't get a clean look.
Hagans directing traffic. High screen Sestina. Rolls to the rim. And stepping in front is Vescovi.
He is great jumping passing lanes. That time a dribble lane. Nice look here. Tough catch.
Vision. And knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Tennessee. Late night on CBS. No news cycle is complete until Stephen Colbert gets the last word. What will Stephen say on a new Late Show? That's Monday after your local news on CBS. Saturday afternoon, Thompson Bowling Arena. 49-39, Kentucky leading Tennessee. Brooks. Nice. Rejected. It's Pons.
Leads that SEC in that particular area.
Tennessee has missed 7 of its last 8 shots. They've gone over 3 minutes without a point.
Actually, on focus, go inside, big fella.
This is Pons. Silky smooth.
A nice cut, too, to set it up.
49-41, Kentucky.
They've not been able to get the break, and they got an offensive foul on Sestina.
And that's number 4. It's been a frustrating afternoon for the Emporium, Pennsylvania native.
You don't know who to blame. This is just terrific block. How about that? And then Sestina, you're not sure who he turns it into. An opportunity like this, but a good dive to that box area. And the dribbler may have started before Sestina got set.
So this moves Montgomery in more of that center spot, although right now both teams are playing a little smaller. First look at Olivier Kamwa. And that won't go for Tennessee. They had a chance to cut into this 8-point Kentucky lead. Hagan shifting gears. Quickly, the curl. Oh! Major French rejection.
Oh, this is what I think of your pastry. Just terrific in that area. We mentioned earlier, this kid can play all 5 spots on the defensive end. I'm going to grow my hair and go ponytail if I get up this time. That big. Woo.
That is 3 Pons rejections. Hagan's the spin. Coming over. Kamwa got a piece, but Kentucky sticks with it.
That's where the guards have to help out.
And Keon Brooks Jr. gives Kentucky a 10-point lead. On the outside, Pons.
Omar, you mentioned on before, he's a driving kick kind of a guy.
Johnson works it inside for Pons. Creating space. They converge. Vescovi, shot clock winding down. Oh! Vescovi hits it from South America.
And Bird, north of the equator or south? That's where he practices before the game starts. Loosens it up like Jameer Nelson at St. Joe's used to.
Quickly, no. Long rebound, Hagan's knocked away. Tennessee's got it. Numbers up the floor. Bowden couldn't finish with the left hand. And a wasted opportunity for the Volunteers. Kentucky running. Maxey the Euro. And rejected there by Johnson. Vescovi walking a tightrope. And it's saved by Bowden.
What a smart play.
What a sequence. Whew. Tennessee catches its breath. They trail 51-44 with 10:40 to go.
Kentucky just keep playing tough defense. You force that long shot clock beater. Oh, not a good hit.
Giveaway.
Wrong hand, wrong direction.
Pons was trying to get it inside.
The ball fake and then go to the other side.
Richards getting ready to check back in for Kentucky. Hagans find the open man. It's Brooks with the J. Rimming out and rebounded by Kamwa.
Nice slide under. Knowing who you're playing. They go over the top on Hagans.
They spread it. Bowden is just 2 of 8 for Tennessee. Pons knocked out of his hands. Johnson's got it. Ball movement. Another deep one. Vescovi can't hit. The hustle.
Look at this play.
And he saves it for Johnson. Relentless.
He has just been a lifesaver for this team. They're really struggling at the point guard position. Mature, talented.
8 to shoot.
I think he's got a ticker too.
To the corner. Short. Yeah, Pons couldn't get it to drop. Rebounded
it again.
Bowden's got it. Vescovi, 3 on the way. Bottom. And John Calipari wants a timeout.
Great recognition.
Which seeks to help urban youth become leaders in the community. Tennessee started 0 of 6 from three-point territory. Since that point, 5 of 12 from distance.
Well, maybe Ponce de Leon, the fountain of youth, able to just the hustle play, coming up with magnificent opportunities and able to knock down that deep three-pointer. He had 6 threes against LSU. Boy, none as precious as these coming down the stretch here.
And Vescovi is going to get a rest. He did look like he was laboring just a bit. End-to-end action, defense leading to offense. Vescovi hitting on a couple of big threes, 15 points. And Tennessee all of a sudden is down by only 4 against a Kentucky team that's basically controlled the action.
Now go inside.
They've gone 3 minutes without a point. Juzang is back in. Perimeter presence.
Richards trying to load up. They just can't get it to him.
So Richards and Montgomery up front.
A weak, they call that, icing.
Higgins goes cross court. Montgomery, shot clock winding down. Quickly, ball fake. Quickly puts it up. And in! Whew. Emmanuel Quickly with the delivery.
Creative. And a great job by Fulkerson defensively on Richards. He was relentless denying.
10 points for Emmanuel Quickly, the McDonald's All-American, who won a couple of state titles in high school. Up top, slam down. It's Bowden. What a Skywalker move. Jalen Johnson with the feed.
They had not run that play all game. A little curl off the high post, and bang, knocking it down.
53-49 Kentucky. We will hit the 8-minute mark of this second half. Drop it inside. Richards lost it, and a foul on Fulkerson.
Fulkerson thought he did a pretty good job, but down the other end, doing some damage. Nice little set play, a little curl of the high post, and go get it, big fella. Send it in. Major opportunity at the rim. Tennessee hanging tough against the Cats.
Developing here in Knoxville tonight, 8 Eastern. CBS Sports Network, undefeated. San Diego State chases 24-0. They hit the road to take on Air Force on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. This has really been a historic season. Only undefeated team in college basketball, the longest winning streak in school history, and in our NCAA bracket preview show, they slotted in as the #1 seed in the East region. You can see them tonight on CBS Sports Network.
All right, Doug's done a great job with Steve Fisher's assist. Of course, his dad was the Minnesota coach, so knows the game inside and out. Good for him.
Nick Richards at the free throw line. Substitution here for Tennessee. It will be Vescovi back in, replacing Kamwa. We mentioned the international flair.
You got to be a linguist to do this.
Yeah. France, Uruguay, Serbia, Finland, all represented on this volunteer squad.
And Kentucky doing a great job. 30 points as noted in the paint, and a nice hustle of Juzang again, huh?
And he gets the bucket off the missed free throw. Juzang has been a revelation today.
Growing up, probably feeling comfortable. All these big names come in. His wasn't mentioned as prominently.
He's averaging just over 2 points per game. He's got 13 and 4 of 4 from the field.
Nice flex cut duck in.
Pons the short pop.
Well, he can elevate, can he? Goodness. The big thing with Kentucky with those 30 points in the paint, a lot of them go up in the dribble drive, the floater variety, or finishing at the 10.
56-51 Kentucky. Higgins handles it for the Wildcats. We approach 7 minutes to play. Montgomery gets a touch with 8.
They're trying to overload for an ISO. Why not?
And it works for Richards, plus the foul.
Cal wins games. He certainly knows what he's doing. But Richards, you got to get it to the big fella.
That's number 3 on Fulkerson. Pretty drop step and finish. Cats, and currently holding on to a 58-51 lead.
And Bert, you mentioned that drop step as we were going to commercial. It's a great counter to have because he's got a wonderful right hook bouncing into lane from that left box. So a dilemma in terms of how you guard this guy. You just got to root him out as far as you can from the box. Let him dribble, maybe break down and help.
12 points for Richards. We mentioned Kentucky's numbers this season when he's cracked double figures, when he's been heavily involved in the offense. And tack on another 16-1 when he scores 10 or more points.
He's got to be one of the most improved players in the country, definitely in the league.
The lead is 8. Bowden gives it up.
And speaking of improvement in the league, how about Fulkerson, too? You got to think about him, the way he has stepped up.
Coming up Tuesday on CBS, the hunt is on for the most dangerous criminals in America. The new hit thriller, FBI Most Wanted, airs Tuesday at 10, 9 Central on CBS. 8 on the timer. Vescovi.
His time. A tough shot with a challenge.
And a box out there by Brooks.
Big time elevation.
Keon Brooks Jr. from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Another freshman for Kentucky and could play a bigger role as they get deeper into this SEC schedule. Try to bring the lead back to double figures. Higgins, screen out front.
Center dive.
Quickly, a jab step move. Very impressive.
The choreographer over there, John Calipari, had everybody move to the proper position. And it's just tough to contain the terrific bounce.
Vescovi, he uses the screen from Pons. Inside, Fulkerson can't get it to drop. Last touch by Kentucky.
Nice job by Richards underneath there. Didn't go for that pump fake, didn't bite.
Fulkerson is now 3 of 10 from the field. Jump shot, count it for Bowden. 61-53. We are under 6 minutes to go. Extended time for Johnny Juzang.
Deservedly so. Look at this nice slip to the rim by Richards. He's got Vescovi.
Higgins, fake. Quickly drives. Can't finish it, but a foul.
It's interesting, the ability of Richards to get himself free. There's got to be better recognition by the guards of Kentucky.
And that's number 4 on Fulkerson. And you're sending a nearly automatic shooter to the stripe.
Now you mentioned 92 for the year. I think he's 95% the last 11. Just an incredible stroke.
I think it also shows he can handle the pressure. So you get into NCAA tournament time, you want the ball in his hands late in games.
Well, think of these kids, though, how many thousands of games they've played, though, against quality opponents in their AAU career and high school as well. Oh, you would say something.
I believe that was you that mentioned it.
I like the point fingers.
62-53 Kentucky. Vescovi trying to make a move. Richards was lurking.
Now Fulkerson with the 4, you got to use him.
Vescovi. Skip pass to the corner. Johnson drains it. I'll make that Pons who made the 3.
Nice. Wow. Vescovi so valuable. Need him on the floor, too.
That's 9 for Yves Pons. And they have cut Kentucky's lead to 6.
The defense has hurt them, though. Kentucky has found a way, whether it's the ball screen, the stack rubs like this one.
Trying to penetrate. Rick Barnes' team allows 61.5 per game. Kentucky already has 62. Acrobatic play. Higgins going to the 10.
Terrific, avoiding the traffic. They need a goal. They know what to do. Bounce to ecstasy.
Back to an 8-point lead for Kentucky. Vescovi.
Oh, tough. They got a kick?
That's the question. They do.
Yeah.
And last touch by the Wildcats.
It's really been Tennessee's defense. Haven't been able to contain that dribble. It sets up all that action around the rim, whether it's a finish or a find. Nice curl.
Bowden waits and scores.
He's the guy. Hit some numbers.
13 now for Jordan Bowden.
Follow Fulkerson's lead. Put this team on your shoulder.
Kentucky has made 5 straight from the field. We are under 4 minutes to go. Hagans with Vescovi.
It's one of their favorite plays. Empty side.
Quickly leans, and he's fouled. Quickly has picked up a lot watching NBA players, including Lou Williams. That was a heady play. Free throws coming up. Timeout. Fast analysis.
And Bird, they've only got 8 offensive rebounds, but it's the ability to use screens, to dribble drive, that gets everybody in motion, heads turning, and all of a sudden that ability at the rim prevails. I mean, this is just, teams can't match up. There's not 2 guards and a small forward that can play the 3 guards of Kentucky and keep them in front of them all game, and that's part of the dilemma.
38 points in the paint for Kentucky. Foul trouble. Sestina has been dealing with it throughout the game. Fulkerson with 4 fouls for Tennessee. And Emmanuel quickly at the free throw line. His mom, Natrice, played at Morgan State. 6'3", but a 6'8" wingspan for Quickly.
You can tell at the rim, can't you? How he can avoid traffic and finish.
Kentucky is 17-1 when they score at least 67 points. They've got 66 with 3.5 to play. 15 points for Quickly, 12 in the second half.
The switch now.
Dump it down low. Pons, kick out.
Nice recovery.
Vescovi got a 3.
And they switched. Richards was on him. Good communication, but didn't close out as close as Hagans had to be.
18 points for the freshman Santiago Vescovi. 66-61. Kentucky can't shake Tennessee.
A typical Barnes kind of a team, though. Boy, they hang tough.
Quickly out front. 4 to shoot. Quickly the cross. Quickly rejected. Jalen Johnson.
Done some nice things today.
That is 6 blocks for Tennessee.
They're trying to deny Vescovi the basketball. Bowden run the point.
Work it inside. Pons off the double. Bowden a 3. Off the mark. Rebound. Great effort by Hagans to get there.
Sure was. Came from a distance.
And now they slow it down with 2:15 on the clock.
3 handlers.
Largest lead has been 11. Currently 5 for Kentucky. And a foul called on CBS. And look who is at the top of the leaderboard. Phil Mickelson, Jason Day, Nick Taylor. 14 under.
What a great story that is, huh? California youngster.
Free throws here for Richards, 74%.
His progression's been impressive. I admire him too, Bird, because a lot of times he has been free and he doesn't pout, he just keeps playing both ends of the floor.
14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 of 5 at the free throw line. Started as a freshman. Basically came off the bench as a sophomore. He just stuck both free throws.
No problem. The Patrick School in Jersey.
Kentucky is 16 of 19 at the free throw line. They are number 1 in the SEC in free throw shooting as a team, 78%. 7-point lead for Kentucky. Pons off the mark from 3-point territory. And the rebound grab by Brooks.
Extra pass, they had a better look.
Quickly comes to the ball. 18 to shoot, 1:35 left on the game clock. Maxey on a kick. Quickly a 3. He's got it. Emmanuel Quickly bullseye. 71-61. Dunk didn't go down, but a foul called, and Bowden will shoot a pair.
Just getting them organized. Get those puppies ready. Here it comes. Get a piece of that lane. Great shot preparation. Nylon dagger. Big time lead.
18 for Quickly, 15 in the half. Bowden, a 79% shooter. Second one coming. Don't forget, coming up next, third round of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Coverage is available right now on PGAtour.com and CBSSports.com.
Tennessee, not good, but not quite there. Now, the relentless nature of Kentucky, the confidence of the three perimeter guys, is tough to overcome.
Devontae Gaines in for Tennessee. Final minute 17.
I got a timeout, I think.
Well, they got a foul called, and they did. Ooh, on the chase down. So it'll be Pons picking up the personal. That's number 3 on him. And 9 team fouls on Tennessee.
Now you look at this game coming in, Bird. Really, I thought important for Tennessee too, in terms of the national picture. They got to retool, get going again, get a little run. But that Alabama game sort of set them in the right direction.
Hagen's an 81% shooter. So you've got Hagen's at 81%, Quickly at 92%, Maxey at 82%.
And who has the ball most of the time?
Yeah, the guards.
It sort of tells you a lot about their philosophy.
11-point lead for Kentucky. Vescovi, the head and shoulders fake. Kicks it out. Step back Johnson, a 3. And a foul called on the rebound action. Jordan Bowden went up the ladder trying to tip it home.
Boy, he sure did. Brooks alongside him there with that giveaway.
And that's number 4 on Keon Brooks. 1:04 to play. So Bowden back to the stripe. Chris Lofton was a mentor of his, former Tennessee great.
Under Bruce Pearl.
Had the connection at Carter High School. And Bowden grew up a Volunteers fan. This was his dream and living it out.
It sure is. Those free throws let him get set now. See if they do a little trap.
They do. Maxey gets it ahead, and then the foul given in the backcourt as Hagens was accelerating. An even minute to play. And Kentucky in control.
Foul by Pons. Boy, what a effort he puts out, doesn't he? Defensively, whatever you want, coach.
And he has become a supreme shot blocker for this Volunteers program.
Kentucky players enjoying one another at half court. So they're celebrating a little bit. High fives. Tough road win.
And a balanced scoring for Kentucky. Quickly with 18, Richards 15, Maxey 13, Juzang 13, Hagens in double figures with 10. Rims out for Vescovi, another board for Brooks, and the final 44.5 on the clock. Foul given. So Kentucky will get this win. Up next, they will head to Vanderbilt on Tuesday. And meanwhile, for Tennessee, they'll try to put this one behind them. Home for Arkansas on Tuesday night.
Ole Miss and LSU after that for Kentucky. So nothing easy as this year progresses in the SEC.
Tennessee, middle of the pack right now. They're going to drop to 5-5 in conference play. Volunteers were as high as 17 in the country in November. They've been unranked since late December. Maxey pads the numbers. 77-64 Wildcats.
Little token pressure to use some clock.
Pons misses from three-point territory. And now Tennessee appears to be backing off. There is a 3-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Kentucky, big smiles. They're just waving at the crowd. It's been a while. Now this longtime rivalry definitely took a turn when Rick Barnes became head coach at Tennessee. John Calipari and Rick Barnes have been longtime friends going back to the late 70s. Worked at a basketball camp together in Pittsburgh, and the mutual respect during the different stops along the way. First win for Kentucky in Knoxville in 5 years. They get it done, 77-64. The Wildcats improved to 18-5, 8-2 in the SEC. We'll have more to come. Kentucky, a winner today on the road.